Hi, I just wanted to give some instructions here for the Turtles in Peril close reading. So this one is going to be very similar to the other close readings we've done in this class. Our learning intention on this one, we are learning about how organisms reproduce so we can understand the best ways to make sure they exist to support the ecosystem in the future. In this case, we won't just be focusing on a single species, we'll just kind of be looking at turtles in general. Success criteria, I'll be successful when I can scan for keywords and define them to get a better understanding of what they mean, and I can determine why a species has been listed as endangered and what is being done to help it recover its population. So before we start looking at the article, I want you to consider this prediction question, so just take some time to answer this one on your own. If you heard that there was a medicine made from a natural source that could cure cancer, would you support it being used for people suffering from cancer? Would you want to know what the natural source was? So again, think about that for a minute before you start reading the article. Go ahead and answer that question, and then go ahead and grab the zoology textbook, the one that's got the cheetahs on the cover, and then look at the article on page 338 and 339 of that textbook. Again, the wildlife alert will be that kind of tan box with a focus on a particular endangered animal. So scan the article for 3 words you do not already know or 3 words that you think are important to the article. So when you're scanning, again, you don't have to read top to bottom. You're just looking around for words that stand out to you as you're kind of, looking through the sentences on there. Write those words out below here for 2, 3, and 4, and then look up a definition for each one, then rephrase it in your own words. These will be discussed together as a class. Again, we'll try and take some time later after I come back to try and talk over those. But after you've got your simplified definitions, again, something that's simple enough that pretty much everybody in class could understand it. Once you're done getting those, I want you to go ahead and start reading the article as well. So go ahead and read it, and then as you're reading it, these questions should pop up in about the same order that they do here on the assignment. If you bump into other words that you're not 100% sure about, again, try to look up a definition, see if you can determine what those words mean. So number 5, what scientific order do turtles belong to? Look at the classification section of the article. Again, kind of right before the article begins, there will be a part where it talks about the classification for the animal you're focused on for the article. We just want the scientific order for turtles. 6, what does the article list as a reason that sea turtles are endangered? Again, it gives more than one, but I want to know at least one reason the article lists for why sea turtles are endangered. 7, based on the information from the article, of the 300 described tortoise and turtle species, how many of them are listed as threatened or endangered? So again, this is a statistic that's just from the article. 8, why is there a large demand for turtle eggs in parts of Asia like China? Again, it'll specify that in the article. 9, what is a threat to the yellow-blotched map turtle the article mentions? Again, this is a specific species, and I just need at least one reason the article mentions for why it's endangered. And then for 10, the article mentions organizations devoted to turtle conservation. I wanted to give a little bit more modern context for both of them, so I've included a couple of links here at the end. So for 10, look at the PDF on this link, and again, just click on the link on your own. If I go into the PDF, it's going to actually crash my recording program. But that shows a map of 2003's top 25 most endangered turtles according to the Turtle Conservation Fund. Again, the map will have some areas that are highlighted in red on the map. So what do you notice about the areas of the map that are highlighted with a red color to indicate biodiversity hotspots, places with many species but also many threats to survival? Just tell me what you notice. And then 11, look at this link describing the Turtle Survival Alliance North American Freshwater Turtle Research Group. So again, if I click on this one, pulls up this article. And again, this one will have let's see here, some text here in the conservation action section. Again, you don't necessarily have to read all of this top to bottom, but just try and look through that information to help you answer the last question here. It talks about how they use volunteers to monitor the populations of turtles in different parts of the United States. What does the information on the link mention about why this research is important? So again, look through it, figure out why these volunteer scientists are important to helping contribute to learning about these endangered species. So that's it. Again, I hope you find the article interesting and at least kind of insightful about some of the dangers that reptiles like turtles are facing as far as their conservation.